Hey! Friday.
It is.
How are you? How are you? It's, last day of May. It's the 31st. Here's what we're working on for you this morning. So part of Hamilton's Sherman access is closed after a vehicle went over the escarpment. We'll check in with Sean Cowan.
Donald Trump is set to respond after being found guilty on all 34 counts in his hush money trial.
And one of John Lennon's guitar breaks a record. It's one of those days.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good day.
A little behind the scenes here. We have computers that we work off of. My computer was dead this morning when I turned it on.
And mine is about to go.
Okay. So we're running blind.
Batteries.
Yeah, running blind. All right, but it's a Friday. There's Steve Reddick in for Brian
Steve.
Wood. Good looking good. Another good looking day too.
Another good looking day. It's going to be a little bit warmer and lots of sun again. Into the weekend, maybe some trouble spots Sunday, but we'll talk about that coming up a little bit later on. Quick look from our roof camera if we can, and we'll just see here the sun is now up over the horizon. A beautiful start to the day, and it's going to be nice. So if you're heading out on the roads, grab your sunglasses. I'll try not to say that too much this morning. All right, let's go to our cameras and see what's going on. So looking at the Burlington Skyway Bridge eastbound to the left of your screen coming towards us. Traffic is moving along in pretty good shape, but building up as it normally would. Down in the Niagara area, we are seeing things very, very quiet right now, so that's not so bad. Walker's Line along the QEW here, both ways moving along okay. Traffic is fairly light up by the 4 plants, seeing no major problems. Let's check up by Pearson Airport. Well, it's a little lighter than it was yesterday, so traffic certainly a little lighter this time of day than it was yesterday, so that's some good news for those of you traveling out and about today. And take one more look here, 401 west of the 400, again coming down from, say, Barrie, Bradford, that kind of thing, looking in pretty good shape right now. So roads are no problem out there. Weather not a factor as far as driving is concerned today, so that's some good news. We'll look at more traffic and check your weather coming up in a few minutes.
A bit of a traffic note on the mountain, trying to go down there because the west part of the Sherman access between the Sherman Cut and Charlton Avenue remains closed. Let's bring Sean Cowan back in with a full look. So a car went over the escarpment last night?
That's right, Tim. A car was parked in the parking lot just behind me here. 2 guys were inside the car, 29-year-old and a 31-year-old. Police tell me they went into through this railing behind me here, went down the escarpment and smashed into a tree. Both of those guys were able to make it out of the car. Somebody else called 911. They were taken to the hospital. One of them with serious injuries, the other one with minor injuries. They are expected to be okay. This all happened around 11 o'clock last night, and there was an intense rope rescue that had to be done to bring those 2 guys up the escarpment by the Hamilton Fire Department. That happened around midnight. So really all this happened over the course of about an hour and a half. Now the tow truck behind me here, that has been on scene really all night long. They've just been waiting for the sun to come up. That way the appropriate gear can be put around that car and safely taken up. So that car didn't actually smash onto the Sherman access. It's just the Sherman access is closed just as a precaution in case that car becomes loose from the tree and then falls down the escarpment even more. But right now that car is pinned against the tree, and as you can see behind me right now, the tow truck is on scene. They're putting the appropriate gear around the car in order to safely bring it up. So it looks like the Sherman access will be closed for the next couple of hours at least. I'll send it back inside to you.
Well, Donald Trump is set to hold a news conference later today after being found guilty of all 34 charges in his hush money trial. He is now the first president in U.S. history to be convicted of a criminal offense, and it's the first of Trump's 4 indictments to reach trial. He sat stone-faced in court yesterday, looking down as the jury's verdict was read. On day 2 of deliberations, it took the jury over 11 hours. The 6-week trial centered on the concealment of hush money payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels ahead of the 2016 presidential election. Daniels claims she had a sexual encounter with Trump in 2006, which Trump denies. In order to keep Daniels quiet, she was paid $130,000 by Trump's then lawyer, Michael Cohen, less than 2 weeks before the 2016 election. The jury found the manner in which Trump reimbursed Cohen constituted falsification of business records. After leaving the court, Trump says he's an innocent man.
This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace. They wouldn't give us a venue change. We were at 5% or 6% in this district, in this area. This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. And they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here. You have a Soros-backed DA and the whole thing. We didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man.
Now, the judge is set sentencing for July 11th, which is days before the Republican National Convention, where Trump is expected to officially become the party's nominee on July 15th. Fort Erie detectives are looking for two vehicles involved in a shooting near Crystal Beach on May 19th. Police say it started with an argument in the parking lot at Crystal Beach Waterfront Park just before midnight and escalated into a high-speed chase down Rebstock Road, where one vehicle was hit by a bullet. Police say the victim was driving a gray Lexus and the suspect was in a dark blue BMW, as seen in these stock images that Niagara police shared. Anyone with information or video surveillance footage is asked to contact Niagara Regional Police. Ontario high school students are soon going to be required to pass a financial literacy test. It is part of a number of changes coming to the requirements needed to get a high school diploma in Ontario. The education minister says students will learn home economics, such as managing a household budget and how to protect themselves against financial fraud. He says students will need at least 70% on a financial literacy test in order to graduate, and it will be offered in grade 10 math beginning in 2025. Education Minister Stephen Lecce says the province will also modernize guidance and career education, something that hasn't been updated since 2013. Ontario is also reinstating the math proficiency test for students applying to Teachers College.
Checking in on what's going on in sports in the RBC Canadian Open. Day one is in the books in their return to the Hamilton Golf and Country Club in Ancaster. 156 golfers vying for our national title in the revamped course. Reviews very positive about the changes since they were where they last played in 2019. The winner that year was world number 3, Rory McIlroy, and he is back again looking for his third Canadian Open title. He did pretty good on day number 1, karting at 4 under, and then tied for 6th, 4 shots off the lead, held by Brits David Skins, who went low at 8 under. The defending champ Canadian Nick Taylor didn't have the best day, was channeling his winning putt from last year at Oakdale. Wasn't 72 foot, but 48 feet. Still has some work to do at 2 over. Top Canadian, the 28, Brantford's David Hearn, who birdied 4 of his first 5 holes, finished a solid 3 under. Mike Weir also good at 2 under. Dundas native Mackenzie Hughes is in good shape after spinning a 1 under 69. Round 2 gets underway just in a little bit this morning.
Paco had some room in the slot. Lundell scores!
On the ice of the Big Apple, Florida Panthers are now just a win away from making it back to the Stanley Cup final. Anton Lundell's goal in the third broke a 1-1 tie against the Rangers at the Garden. They would hold on for the 3-2 win and take a 3-2 series lead. They can now book their spots into the final with a win on home ice in Game 6 tomorrow night.
14 for Luka on the logo. What is going on here?
In the NBA, the finals are all set as Luka Doncic took over for his Dallas Mavericks in Game 6 against the Timberwolves in Minnesota. He would score 20 of his 36 points in the first quarter, including 6 3-pointers. Kyrie Irving was playing Robin to his Batman, dropping 36 as well. The Mavs are back in the finals for the first time in 13 years. They ousted T-Wolves in 5 games, 124-103. They now head to Boston and take on the Celtics in the NBA Finals starting next week. Off to Paris we go for the French Open. 4 Canadians in the second round on the clay and Roland Garros, and all 4 moving on. Denis Shapovalov took down American Francis Tiafoe in 4 sets, off to the third round for a second straight year. Felix Auger-Aliassime also off to the third round with a 4 sets win over German Henri Squire. What about in the ladies' draw? Well, how about U.S. Open champ Bianca Andreescu making her way back after injuries? 3-set win over Anna Kalinskaya. And don't forget about Leila Fernandez, as she too is off to round number 3. The street sets win over her Chinese opponent, and she will be in action this morning against 8th-ranked Ons Jabeur. And let's finish up with the Blue Jays. They return home to face the Pittsburgh Pirates, and they will debut a new jersey. Dubbed City Connect jerseys by Major League Baseball, every team is rolling out an alternate jersey that tries to bring elements of the city they're in. The Jays features a cross-section of the downtown skyline and the CN Tower with Toronto spelled on the front like it does in front of City Hall. The hat features the letter blue and red T, drawing from the pillars of City Hall and the Toronto flag, along with a red maple leaf. Canadian actor Simu Liu rolled them out on social media last night before an event took place. The Jays will wear them 15 times starting tonight.
Okay, let's check your traffic now. It's 12 minutes past 6 on Friday, and it's a good start to the day. Sun is up over the horizon now, so grab your sunglasses as you head out the door, because you're likely going to need them if you're heading east in any particular time frame. All right, let's check and see what's happening on the Burlington Skyway Bridge. What a difference, I'll tell you, 10 minutes or so makes. It looked good a few minutes ago. Look at it, it's really slowed down right now. So again, this is eastbound coming towards us, and it's stop and go right now. Lots of volume. Westbound not so bad, but certainly eastbound is slow. QEW Ontario Street. Again, we're seeing traffic fairly light right now. As we get on to the QEW between Hamilton, Burlington into the Oakville area, Walker's line, traffic is moving along in pretty good shape right now. Up by the Ford plant, it looks all right. We'll check Pearson Airport again. And again, traffic is fairly light there, but one slow spot, I guess, just back there again is up the Skyway eastbound, currently through the Burlington area. So that's what we've got on the go, 6:13 on your Friday. So what's it going to be like weather-wise tonight? Of course, we do have the RBC Canadian Open Golf Championship. What's going on today? Another great day today, another one likely tomorrow. But we are watching, this is thanks to high pressure over top of us, but we are watching this low pressure system slide into our area. And it looks like now it's going to head below the Great Lakes and move by us here. That could mean, and we talked about some late night rain on Saturday, but it looks like now that may be delayed into Sunday. And there's about a 30% chance, so it's still a light percent chance of that happening out there. But again, there is the chance. And the closer that low comes to us, the more likely we are to get some rain. And the further south it goes, and again, it'll change, it'll get less amounts of rain. But we're kind of on the north edge of it right now. So that's what we're watching. That's the thing we'll be watching. But today's going to be nice. Tomorrow should be nice as well. We'll see some increased cloud in there, but warmer temperatures out there. So again, that's what's ahead of us. Right now, here's some temperatures outside. Much like yesterday, Hamilton 5 degrees, Grimsby 10, Mississauga 8, Toronto 9 degrees, and we're moving up. It was cool certainly last night again. For today, sun was up at 5:43 a.m. down at 8:53 p.m. normal highs. Again, 21 degrees this time of year. And today we're looking for a forecast high of 25 degrees, light winds, sunny skies, UV 7 or high, so it's kind of nice out there. And tonight, another clear night ahead of us, a little warmer than it was last night by maybe 3 degrees, light winds 9 degrees. And tomorrow, quick look at that, we are going to see a high of 26. So again, it moves up just a little bit. Another nice day tomorrow, but increasing cloud as the day goes along. We'll be watching to see what happens with that low pressure system and the rain that would be associated with it. That's a look at things for now. We'll update in a few minutes.
Okay, thank you, Steve.
Look who it is. Good morning, Emily Vukovic. Welcome back.
Good morning. Hi. Moana 2. Now, I know you guys watched the trailer yesterday, but did you know that it is breaking records?
We just watched it quickly. We just watched a little snippet. Yeah. I don't even think we had time to talk about it. So are we going to talk about it?
Oh yeah, we'll totally talk about it.
I watched it a few times.
Oh, did you? I haven't even seen the whole thing.
The truth comes out.
Rabid Moana fan, like her favorite.
Moana.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I agree. Okay, Usher is having quite a year. He has now received the Lifetime Achievement Award from BET, and John Lennon's guitar has sold for a lot of money. We'll talk about that too.
All right, we'll see you at the coach in a little bit. Coming up after the break, WestJet pilots will not be striking, at least this weekend, while Boeing has laid off their safety plans. We'll see you in 2 minutes for business news. $6.18 on your Friday. Here's a look at some numbers for you. Canadian dollar is up to 18 basis points this morning, sitting at 73.27 cents US. Gold down $3, 23.63.50. Crude oil down 18 cents, 77.73 a barrel. Off to Europe we go. Hey Europe, it's Friday. Good morning. Markets are up in London, down in Frankfurt, and in Paris.
In Asia, the markets were up today in Tokyo, but down in Hong Kong and Shanghai. Checking North American markets, the TSX was up 174 points, but the Dow dropped 330, and the Nasdaq fell 184.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Hope you're good. Let's get into some business news. And let's start with WestJet, because WestJet Encore and its pilots, they have reached a tentative deal avoiding a potential strike action that could have started this weekend. The Airline Pilots Association represents 358 pilots with WestJet's regional carrier. It filed a 72-hour strike notice on Wednesday, saying members and management were too far apart on real key issues. The company responded with a lockout notice saying they could ground all planes as of tomorrow, Saturday, and said instead the two sides managed to hash out a deal last night. Now, the potential new contract doesn't include a wage hike, but the union said it will help with pilot retention, working conditions, and work-life balance. Members are set to vote on the agreement next month.
Boeing has a safety plan to get back on track. Boeing executives spent 3 hours with U.S. aviation officials yesterday reviewing sweeping changes to their production and safety procedures. The Federal Aviation Administration ordered Boeing to come up with a plan after 2 reviews earlier this year found serious issues, most notably that mid-air door plug blowout on a months-old 737 MAX in January. So Boeing is promising systemic change and will meet with FAA leaders weekly for progress reports. The plan includes improving employee training and preventing suppliers from shipping defective components.
Well, there may soon come a time when the term orange juice only refers to the color of the drink and actually not what's in it. Bad weather and disease in Brazil, that has sent orange juice futures to record highs just 2 years after production in Florida was hit by that 2022 hurricane. So prices have been going up for years. And while costs are stabilizing among other foods, the citrus industry having real trouble. Juice inventories in the U.S., they were down 13% at the beginning of the season, and the current Florida orange harvest probably isn't enough to offset those losses. The president of the International Fruit and Vegetable Juice Association calling it a crisis and says the industry is now considering using mandarins instead of or in addition to oranges to make OJ. What about Tang?
Oh.
Remember?
I remember Tang.
Didn't you like Tang?
No.
As a kid?
No.
Oh, it was pure
sugar. Because that's what we got instead of orange
juice.
juice.
It was pure sugar. Steve, Tang, yay? Yeah? Stevie boy's on Tang.
Okay. We're going to go grab our orange juice right now, if we have any. Short supply. Okay, we don't. We'll be back.
And welcome back to Morning Live, 6:24 on Friday. The sun is up over the horizon. We've got lots of sunny skies today, warmer temperatures, and well, look at this too. Not too bad up by Pearson Airport. 401 and the airport looking a little bit better than it has been for the last couple of days, and traffic's moving along in good shape. Let's go back down to the Hamilton area where it was slow at the Burlington Skyway Bridge eastbound and coming towards us. It still is a little on the slow side, so it's building up rather quickly. Going along the QEW through Appleby line right now, seeing no major problems up there. Up by the Fort plant, things are okay. Let's go down towards Niagara. It's been fairly light there, and it still remains that way, looking at the Garden City Skyway eastbound right now. Again, the sun is a factor out there, so if you're heading outside, grab those sunglasses in the next little while because you're going to need them. 6:25 on your Friday. So what's ahead weather-wise for us? Of course, we've got all kinds of outdoor activities, camping, of course, the big golf tournament here in Ancaster at the Hamilton Golf and Country Club. We've got a great day today, warmer than it was yesterday. Tomorrow will be fine as well, even warmer, maybe by a degree or two as low pressure comes towards us. That is helping to bring us warmer air. But what it's also going to bring is, on Saturday, increased amounts of cloud as things go on through the daytime. And then, as this system likely to slide below the Great Lakes, and we're going to be on the edge of whatever rain is there. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Saturday may be clear as far as rain is concerned, but we will get cloud. Sunday, we could see some rain. It's about a 30% 30% chance of that right now. There are several kinds of models that are saying, some are saying yes, there's rain, sometimes they're saying no, there's rain, so it's still up in the air there. Your Friday planner looks like this. We'll get up to 24, 25 degrees as the day goes along, and again, your nighttime commute will be 25 degrees right across the board by the looks of things in most parts of the Golden Horseshoe. So nice and sunny today, much the same tomorrow, and again, Sunday may be our sketchy day, but that's still at 30%, still looking to see exactly what's going to happen with that system. And then back into next week, temperatures above seasonal. Bigger story though, and we'll get into this I guess as the month goes along, of June, which starts tomorrow. We're expecting to see things cool off and maybe get a bit wetter for the balance of the month. We'll talk about that I guess over the next couple of weeks or so. That's it for now.
All right, thanks, Steve. So some people include pets in their wedding.
You did?
We did, yeah. When we had Alfie, he walked Liz down the aisle, and a groom in England had a different idea. He decided to surprise his bride by renting her favorite animal to act as a ring bearer.
So it took a bit of a ruse to pull it off. The best man had pretended he'd lost the rings, then dashed out, only to return with these rent-a-penguins. This one named Widget, led by a bucket of fish. After the ceremony, Widget and 3 others mingled with the wedding guests. The groom says it cost about $2,500 to rent the party animals for 2 hours. But what's a few bucks when you can have a ring-bearing penguin who doesn't need to rent his tuxedo?
You got that. Why do we love penguins so much?
I think it's because they look so human. Right?
Is it just the waddle? Is it the waddle?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So cute.
I can't find too many people that ever just said a bad thing about penguins.
Yeah.
And then remember the March of the Penguins with like Morgan Freeman?
Fabulous
remember
movie.
that one?
Yeah.
I think that's where it really kind of started, and they're still going. You're the Penguin. Okay, it's Friday, last day of May, June, tomorrow. What's it going to look like? We'll let you know after this.